What's up, people? This is Mega Gear Solid here, and today I actually want to start a new channel, basically talking about character creation, because in League of Legends I don't really see much people talking about this. Or, well, there's Jeremy, and he talks about character creation and character development inside Riot Games. But where are the people who talk about character creation and all that for the fans? So I decided maybe I should probably be the pioneer for that. And there is somebody out there who is doing that. I'm sorry, I probably don't know you, but yeah. So I wanted to start a new YouTube channel doing this. So basically, as for me, I'm just a normal League of Legends player. I'm not super good. I just like to play the game mostly for fun. But what I really want to do is become a writer myself and create characters for you guys to use and just create cool lore and just in general just cool things for you guys basically. So without further ado, let us start. So the character I have in front of you right now is his name is Nitoryu Kyubi. Pretty general name, which basically means dual-bladed fox. Cause yeah. But anyways, the reason why I made him into a fox is because one, I really love foxes, and I like the concept of a yokai fox. Even though we have Ari, but doesn't stop us from having other characters who are kind of similar to others. Like looking at Lux and Morgana, they may not be like the same character, but they have a lot of similar things in their kits, as they explained in one video they had. But I digress. Anyways, so a piece of his lore is he's basically a fox who does a lot of misdeeds in Ionia, right? So, and his main thing is to absorb souls for food, or yeah, just to absorb people for food, or just organisms in general. Anything that has a soul, he'll absorb it. He doesn't really care. He's a renegade because he doesn't really follow the rules. He's a yokai. You don't really follow rules. You don't care what humans usually think. So one day he goes into a village and he wreaks havoc looking for souls to eat. Basically, in a very destructive manner. He destroys a lot of buildings. He causes panic. He kills a lot of people. Well, sadly for him, or unfortunately for him, there lives a very powerful warrior in Ionia, which isn't named right now. So he strikes him down, but they are unable to kill him because, kind of like a homunculus, he uses souls to keep himself alive as well. So if you kill him once, he just uses another soul to keep himself alive. So, finding it hard to kill him since he absorbs so many souls, they decide to banish him to the Freljord where he would be dead, like he'd freeze and die. And so when they did that, they little did they know that Nitoryu was very good at adapting to a situation. And basically, he living in the Freljord for so many years, absorbing, many different creatures and just, trying to survive. He gets powerful enough. He gets ice powers by by killing an iceborn, but that's a story for another day. And he seeks vengeance on the people who banished him in Ionia. So he seeks to return. That's his lore, basically, in a nutshell, I should say. Maybe in another video I'll go more deeper into it, but for now I just kind of want to show off the character and how he'll be played in the game. So here's a side view of how he looks. Just a little side view. Let me go a little closer to his looks. Kind of has an anime look to him. I'm trying to stray away from the whole anime look right now and trying to draw him more realistic, but things take time. So yeah. So here's the side view. Here's front view. As you can see, he has a mask. It's kind of, after being the Freljord, his mask kind of freezes over and kind of falls off. But his hands kind of have like dark / ice aura to him. Yeah, his boots start to freeze from being the Freljord too long. And after absorbing the Iceborn, he used to have black hair, but now his hair turned white, basically. and the scar he has on his eye was from the warrior, basically. And this right here, this medallion is used for the souls because he can't absorb, he can't keep all the souls he absorbs in his belly. Like, that's too many souls. So he uses this as another placeholder so that he can absorb the souls without imploding, basically. And then here's his tails. Yeah. So here, let me go to the splash art. This was actually drawn for a project in my storyboard class, and I'm really proud of it. Of course, it's not as it's not as good as like the splash arts in League of Legends, but you know, I'm getting there. And you know, just giving him. I kind of got the pose from Rengar's his Night Hunter, where he's kind of crouching and just has that menacing look to him. And yeah, I just wanted to make sure that he looked really menacing, and like he's at your face. Like, he's a very cocky character and arrogant. So I wanted to capture that in this shot. And I think I did pretty well on it. I'm really happy of how it came out as a result. Now let's go to his kit. So basically, as his character, I want to make him a character who uses your power against you with quick succession. I want him to be like someone that's not like face roll like Garen or Darius. He's a juggernaut, basically. A fighter slash juggernaut where he's always up in your face. He has a gap closer. He can build tanky and still do a lot of damage, but if he gets kited, you're done for. That's his main weakness, that he does not do well against kites. He only has one attack, that's a gap closer, but if he misses that, or if he doesn't land that right, he will get kited and he will die. But anyways, so his passive, I didn't draw his passive, but his passive basically is quick draw. So what happens is, if you remember, if any of you guys played Wind Waker, do you guys remember his Link's little, like, you know, quick draw moves where it hit you, the A button would flash and your sword would flash for like a quick second, and that's when you use like a helm splitter move or that roll. So basically what this passive is, every 5 or 10 seconds can decide on which time it would take for the cooldown to be done, but every like 10 or 5 seconds this passive would go up, and before an attack hits you, ranged or melee, an indicator would flash beneath you, and that flash for you to either use your Q or your W, which I'll get to later. And if you hit these on point and you get the timing down, you will do bonus true damage, which is really good, and then it speeds up your attack so that you can combo into your next one, basically. So now let's get to his Q. His Q is called the Nine-Tailed Beast. So it's a 2-hit move. He does a little shove that does some small amount of damage, but that is when you should activate your counter. That is the activation. Like, that determines if you get the counter or not. Now the move will happen either way if you don't even like get attacked, but it just won't be as strong. So basically, here's an example. So you're fighting a Yasuo, right? If you use your Q without him actually attacking you, you only get the base damage off of it, which will scale with attack. Nitoru is strictly AD. He has no AP scaling whatsoever. So the move will scale with building attack items, but if you just activate the move without getting attacked by melee attacks, it will just do the base damage along with the scaling of the items, and you don't really get any benefits from it. Plus, it actually activates pretty slow if you do it without getting attacked, basically. So the first part right here, is he does a little shove, and if let's say Yasuo uses his Q and he hits him while he's doing the shove, that's what activates the counter and does the bonus damage. Now there's like 3 parts to this counter base actually. There's, if you don't use it when you get attacked, you get the normal, pretty bad part of it. if you get attacked without the passive actually activating, but well, if like let's say the passive is on cooldown, if you get attacked, if you get attacked while you're doing this without without your passive, you'll get bonus damage plus a silence that will allow you for a 1 second silence that'll allow you to follow up on your attack. Plus the move gets a little faster by like 2%. But here's the kicker: if you do it with your passive, not only do you get the base damage, but you get the bonus. You get the bonus damage plus the true damage from the passive. The true damage only happens if you get it right with the passive. Then you get the silence. So and your the speed of the attack is increased by like let's say I don't know 5%, 3%, and it allows you to combo into a different move you have. So this only works for melee type moves. So if someone hits you with a ranged move, this move won't actually work. It'll just be the normal default. Like it'll act like you never got hit, or that you just used it without actually getting hit by a melee move, basically. So that's his normal Q, and I thought that would just be a pretty cool Q to have, and like, you know, that kind of goes with the whole he uses your power against you. So let's move on to his W. His W, Glacier Wall, basically is as it implies, he summons a Glacier Wall by slamming his sword to the ground. Kind of, you can think of this as Yasuo's Wind Wall, but the only thing about this is Yasuo's Wind Wall is instant. It's like as soon as you press it, he does it. While the Glacier Wall, it has like a build-up time. Like it's not super long, but it's like at least 0.5 seconds before the wall actually activates. But the good thing about this wall is, if you do it close to somebody, they can get knocked up by it. And the main thing it does actually is it reflects long range attacks, or just like skill shots or range attacks in general. But the wall stays up for at least 2 seconds. But it has like a build up, like a 1 second build up, and it stays for 2 seconds. The reason why it has a build up because it's like for outplay potential. So let's say you're fighting an Ezreal. Ezreal's Q is really quick, so you're gonna have to know like predict when he's gonna shoot his Q, and you're gonna need to know how fast that Q comes out. So you can't just spam your Glacier Wall and make sure or just be like protected by it. You gotta be smart about it, basically. So let's say Ezreal shoots his Q, or when he's using his range attacks, you activate your wall, and that will block the attack and add bonus damage from doing that. Now, of course, like his Q, if you get this with the passive, because your passive only works on your Q and your W, because your E is not counter type move, nor is your R. So your R doesn't work with it either. Your ult. So basically, if you get the passive proc with your W will get the true damage if like let's say a skill shot. If the skill shot bounces back and hits Ezreal, of course it'll get the true damage if you proc it with your passive. Also, but yeah, that's basically it for the W. It's not like the Q where it gets faster each time. It's just you really need to know when to use it, so like you don't get punished for it. Because if you use it too early, you can get punished. They can just wait for the wall to come back to go down, and they can just punish you from that. But if you use it too late, you would just get punished before the wall even comes up. So there's kind of the counterplay to it. But if you do it right, it does a massive amount of damage, and they won't be able to kind of auto attack you for a while, which allows you to use your E, which is the gap closer. So this will be called Tempest, and what this move basically does is he leaps into the air, or does a dash, and he spins with his blades. And basically this can go through wall. It's a gap closer basically. If he hits you with the blades, the spinning part, when he spins his blades, he slows you for like 0.5 seconds or 1 second. Nah, it just basically does base damage. It doesn't do any life reflection or any what's it called? Any counter. There we go. Any counters. It's basically just for gap closing, so he can get into you and start attacking you. Because that's what Nitori wants. He either wants to block your attacks and bring them back at you, or get in close and start attacking you. So if he does that, he's able to throw some auto attacks, kind of beast you down with his Q, and then knock you up with his W, basically. And if he's about to die, or if he's in a bad situation, he can use this over a wall and get out of there safe and sound. And that's basically his E. So his ult is Kyuubi mode, basically. So he transforms into his Monstrous Beast Fox mode. And he is the kind of like the ambitious part of his kit, which I know Riot probably does not have the technology to do this, but I thought it'd be pretty cool to have this either way. So what Nitori does is he transforms into his beast mode and gets a boost in his attack and attack speed and CBR. Or no, well yeah, somewhere there. But the kicker is if he's all about absorbing, this is what his main kick is. So when he activates his ult, he has an area of effect on him, where if you're close to him, he starts absorbing 2 of your best stats. So let's say you're a Maokai, and your best stat is defense and special defense. Thinking about Pokemon. Anyways, I mean magic resist and armor. So Nitori will absorb those, well, as like for 5 seconds it's happening, the active is happening. He will absorb those stats by like 10% for that 5 seconds. He'll absorb them, and that goes to his attack, his CDR, and his penetration, his magic and armor penetration. So, or should I go to attack speed? Either way, anyway, that's up for discussion. But anyways, so that goes for that, and for those few seconds, that makes him stronger and makes him a really good duelist. So let's say your movement speed was one of your biggest stats. Well, that's bad for you, because if it's one of your better stats, it just makes you more slower and allows him to catch up to you. So you won't be able to get away from him so quickly. But here's a major crazy part about it. So if he were to kill you, and he can't have an assist, no, nothing like that. He has to kill you. So if he kills you, let's say he uses his ult on Leona, and he kills Leona, then he will be able to use her ultimate. He will take your ultimate, and he'll be able to use that once or just use it once. And if he uses that ultimate once, then it goes back to his old ultimate, which is him transforming, but that goes on cooldown. So, but your old ultimate will never go on cooldown unless you use that ultimate you stole from the one you killed. Now I can see why this would be a problem to make, because some characters have different ultimates, like Vayne, that just transforms her thing. But that's what I was thinking. It probably, after his ult is done, he transformed to that character, because he is a fox, and foxes are able to use illusions to transform, or they have magic to transform to other beings. He just transformed to that character and used that ult, or when he activated, he transformed to that character, basically. And after he's done with that, then he can it'll go on cooldown, and then like a 1 minute cooldown, and then he'll be able to use it when the cooldown's done. That's basically Nitori's kit, and it may be overloaded, might be, most likely, I don't know. You guys might think it is, but that's my idea of a character, or one of the characters in League of Legends. Now I have plenty of other characters I'm thinking about, and some other ones, like the character I created before Nitori, actually. His name is Surge, and I'll tell more about him next week, or probably the week after next week, because I have a lot of things going on right now. But yeah, but anyways, it was fun talking to you guys about my character. And if you guys, if you want, subscribe, do whatever you want. I'm not the boss of you, but I really would like to see what you guys think about it, my character. Go leave comments down below, or go to my Twitter or my Facebook and send me your ideas for characters so I can talk about them. Give me a good description and give me a kit. But if you don't know how to draw, heck, I can draw for you. Just give me a good description of how the character looks, and I'll see what I can do. Alright, thank you for your time. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.